All right. Okay, I guess first things first, let's talk about what went wrong and why it's been so long since we put out a podcast. So this is episode 50, and originally we had a plan. We were like, let's do a special episode. We'll do a double long one. We drank 2-liter boots of beer, and Tim's mic wasn't plugged in all the way. Something went wrong with it, and it just sounded crazy bad. So we had to scrap the whole episode, and it was just unsalvageable. I tried everything.
Maybe we'll do a Centurion to make up for it.
Yeah, we'll have to do something. But
whoops.
Yeah, it was a complete failure. A tech failure. We've had a few of those. Not too many in 50 episodes. Like, we were on a roll there for a little bit.
At least the camera's on.
Yeah, camera's working.
Some of the mics worked. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. So, but it was enough that like every time you talked, it was
you should just delete my microphone and then put it up on Patreon or something. Audio's broken on this one. If you really want to listen to it,
just strictly camera audio.
Yeah,
just dudes yelling in a room at that point.
Hey, you guys.
I always just feel bad because like the audio experience. If you're listening to a podcast on, like if you're walking or doing,
yes, on headphones, and then
dude, it's one thing to have it just like on in the background or whatever, or your phone audio. But if you have it in your headphones and it sounds terrible, then it's just like
then it's curtains,
no thanks.
And then you're sad. You have big sad.
Yeah, and then also we have a special guest today, which is Rick Boogs, the
your boy
WWE wrestler and YouTube sensation. He's not physically with us. He's just with us in spirit, in the form of an action figure that I bought off of Amazon.
Nice. I guess another reason we haven't done a podcast in a while is I went to Europe.
Yeah, Tim was jet setting.
I was jet setting. Instead of going on tour in Europe, I went on vacation, and it was dope. It wasn't like normally when I'm over in Europe, it's on tour, and if I'm lucky, I maybe have 1 day or maybe 2 in a tour to like fuck around and have fun and you know explore a city. But this time it was just like 10 days. Just got to hang out, do cool stuff,
bro. Sleep in.
Yeah, I didn't have to wake up at 6 a.m. every day to drive 8 hours and sit in a van, and then go to bed at 1 a.m. So that was nice.
What was your worst travel day?
I'd say we took a train from Berlin to Amsterdam, and because we'd taken trains to get around Europe, and it's fine. It's actually pretty nice because it's pretty comfy. But anyways, that particular day in our particular train car, the air conditioning was broken.
Oh,
so it was just like spewing out warm air, and in Berlin that day, it was like a record for heat or something. It was like 35 degrees or something. Dude, and I'm like the sweatiest human being in the universe. So like as soon as we got in, I was like, oh, what the fuck? And then like as the train is leaving the station, so we'd been on the train for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. I'm literally like dripping sweat. I'm just like, I'm going to fucking die. Like, you know, when you're exercising really hard and then like your pants are sweaty and like wet, that's what was happening to me, just like sitting in this train car.
Oh shit.
So I was just like blah. And then they had the guys walking back and forth checking tickets. It was funny because like the one guy came by and we're like, hey, can you like turn on the air conditioning? And he's like, no, the air conditioning is working fine. And he like puts his hand over the vent. He's like, see, it works fine. And I'm just like literally dripping sweat. Everybody's fucking dying.
Don't gaslight me, you German bastard.
Well, it's kind of funny too, because that guy, he's wearing like a 3-piece train conductor, whatever suit. Yeah. And he's like red in the face. You can see he's a sweaty asshole too. And he's like, no, it's fine. And then like 5 minutes later, I see him at the control panel trying to like fuck with it. And the whole, because it was like a 6-hour train ride. So the whole train ride, people are like in the car, like in the control thing, trying to fuck with it. But it's funny. Every time someone came by, we're like, man, turn the AC on. But nothing ever happened.
How long was that train ride?
It was like 6 hours.
God.
Well, I spent most of it in the bar car.
Oh, there you go.
So I just drank beer. It's awesome. I mean, imagine if you're on a plane and it's like, oh, sorry, the air conditioning.
You just die.
Yeah, you
People
would just die. But there'd be no escape. You're just like, well, I guess I'll just sit in my seat and die. I mean, at least on the train, you can get up and walk around, go to the other air conditioned cars. And luckily for me, I mean, the bar car is actually pretty comfortable. There's like seats and all kinds of shit. You can get snacks. I was drinking beers the whole time. So I had like 5 or 6 beers by the time we got there. And it's like, okay, Amsterdam, let's go.
Here we go.
Yeah, so that was pretty fun actually. Yeah. It's a good way to get ready for Amsterdam.
Train travel is pretty sick.
It's interesting too because like
How far is that? I gotta look that up.
all the airports generally speaking aren't downtown, but all the train stations are.
Yeah, so you wind up right in downtown, ready to fucking roll.
Yeah, if you get out of the train station in Amsterdam, you're like right in the heart of it. You're right in the shit, brother. So it's pretty dope. I mean, Excalibur, our holy land in Amsterdam, we got out like right near there.
So that's like 657 kilometers.
Yeah, something
in
like
6
that.
hours. Pretty good.
Yeah. Well, the train goes real fast. It goes like 300, maybe not 300 kilometers, but I definitely saw it going 200, but you got to make stops every once in a while. Shitty.
Well, I think you can get like the express trains and stuff like that that'll just fucking shoot you right to wherever you're going.
Yeah, sometimes.
I think they're more expensive, or I don't know. It's been a long time since I've bothered with any train travel in Europe.
Yup.
Like the first time I went, we trained all over the place, but then ever since then, it's just been like tour van or tour bus or whatever. So,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's kind of like a weird experience. I fly into Europe and then I don't have a train or I don't have a bus or a van sitting in the airport waiting for me. It's just like, hey, what's going on? I can't drive across Europe and get speeding tickets and get fucked around by Austrian toll police.
fuckers. Yeah.
I didn't have a single run-in with the cops. That's not a regular European adventure.
Usually there's at least one unfortunate incident,
Yeah.
but
No, not that time. Drank many beers. It was great. Went to the Hofbrauhaus.
nice.
Got fucking right turned up.
Did you look at the ceiling in the Hofbrauhaus?
I mean, not on purpose.
Dave was saying that if you look up, you can see like some sort of Nazi symbolism that's still kind of there, but not. It's like kind of covered or something like that, but it's still kind of there.
Maybe.
But
I mean,
it's just like I don't know.
there's lots of subtle shit like that around Germany. I think it's the Nuremberg Ring. I think is what they call it. It's like the old Nazi rally grounds. Like you'll see it in like historical footage, and it's just like this giant fucking thing. But that's where they do Rock im Park, which is like a huge festival.
Oh shit! Nice.
And there's like a Burger King in one of those old buildings, and like you can tell that there used to be like a giant Iron Eagle with the swastika on it, and they tried to like carve it out of the concrete or the brick or whatever the fuck is built out of, but you can still tell that something used to be there.
That was there
in
yeah.
a general, windmill shape.
It's like they erased it, but not very well.
Yeah, it's like if someone, well, obviously it was in the stonework, and then they're like, we'll just chip out this general area. I don't know how you would fix that though, because it's like a ancient. Well, I don't know how ancient it is, but those buildings are probably like 100 years old. Like, how do you match the stonework? I don't know. That's not my
Shoot
problem.
a fucking cannonball at it.
There you go.
Like Napoleon style.
Blow it
Just
the
like,
fuck up.
Nah, we don't like that fucking Sphinx's nose. Just hit it with a fucking cannonball. Was it Napoleon who hit it with a fucking cannonball?
I don't know. I've never heard that story.
I could be wrong, but I seem to recall that someone shot the Sphinx in the face with a cannonball.
That's badass. I need to find out who did that, because that's pretty funny. Imagine you went to Mount Rushmore and you shot one of the faces with a cannonball, just blew its nose off.
Although popular legend blames Napoleon and his troops during the French campaign in Egypt for having shot the nose off the Great Sphinx, in fact, this story just isn't true.
Well, there you go.
This person says, I've yet to locate the original source of this myth. Huh.
You just got bamboozled.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's from NapoleonSeries.org. So that sounds like a Napoleon fanboy.
That's
he
true.
would never shoot the Sphinx.
They're trying to whitewash.
Some
They're trying to
dickhead.
change history.
Some fucker. Dude, the crazy shit about the Sphinx is like the you ever see those like it's like pseudo archaeology and pseudo conspiracy stuff where it's like people are convinced that there's water damage on the Sphinx.
Yes, I've heard about
And
that.
they're like pretty certain that the Sphinx and even the pyramids were built long before the Egyptians settled there,
Oh, damn.
and that they just that's why they settled there. They're like, oh shit, look at
There's
these
cool shit here. Let's
yeah,
settle
it's
here.
like you know, say you're, you know, some civilization has come and gone and left these big fucking huge things, and then you come along. Back then, it used to be like more hospitable.
Yeah.
You come along, place looks nice. You know, these fucking big stone things have always been here. Let's just like set up shop and
Let's hang out here.
we may as well build our fucking homes here and claim these things, and then we can. I mean, like, how cool would that look?
That would look cool.
It's like if you found a fucking sick lightsaber, you'd be like, "This is mine.
this might not.
I built this."
Imagine like 1,000 years in the future after AI nukes everyone, and there's still like, you know, a couple thousand humans scattered around the earth in small pockets, and then they find like a big like Simpsons smokestack. They're just like, oh, let's settle here, but it's actually just like a contaminated fucking like nuclear power plant. It's just highly contaminated. They're just like, yeah, let's live here. Oh shit, we're all dead.
Oh shit!
We thought the smokestack thing
and
was
they
cool.
were, yeah, and they're like, must be ghosts or something.
Yeah.
Must
Oh,
be
man.
spirits.
I got some real bad ghosts in
Yeah,
my
it's
blood.
like it's actually just like straight up nuclear radiation. It's like
They got turned into a super mutant.
yeah. You know what's crazy? Like, so for anybody who's played the Fallout games with the super mutants, the giant ones, you know how they have the big fire hydrant?
Yep.
I saw like a picture of a fire hydrant, what it looks like when it's not buried,
Yep.
and they're long.
Swear.
Like how they are in the, because they're holding it like a big mace or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's just like how they come out of the ground.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not just like a pipe and then a thing. It's like a big, long.
I sort of assumed that maybe they were like that because they have to connect to some kind of water main in the ground.
Yeah.
I don't know how that shit works.
If you mutate into a super mutant, you can pull a fire hydrant out of the ground and use it as a hammer or mace.
That's badass.
It is cool.
Or car.
Man. Starfield?
That looks sweet.
It looks insane.
Y'all
For all y'all gamers out there, Starfield looks fucking insane.
I hope it works on the Steam Deck. I just got mine going. Woo!
Dude, you've entered the game.
Oh, bro. I'm a pro gamer now. Holy moly.
Now you just need some kind of thing that puts it on a VR mask. You just slide it in there.
Oh, yeah,
Wear
man.
it on your fucking head.
Get
Just
the
be like,
Oculus.
just
Oculus Rift.
sitting at home all day, just like.
Get that VR gamer headset, bruh.
I've never tried it. It looks fucking cool though. I feel like
I tried it once, the PlayStation one, and I think there's just like a demo game that comes with it. My cousin had it. And it's like in that particular game, you just kind of look around. It's almost like being on a roller coaster or something.
oh yeah, okay.
So you just kind of sit there and look around as shit
goes
happens.
on,
But yeah, I don't know. Apparently, there's a lot of cool games.
now imagine you
in
just
VR.
be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee it makes me seasick. It's like motion sickness.
Bruh, boats are sweat.
I got
Speaking of boats, I went on a Amsterdam boat tour.
oh sick.
That was pretty fun.
So how does that work?
You just get on whatever boat you want. So you book your boat. There's like
Yeah.
a million of them. So the cool thing about the Amsterdam boat tours is there's so many of them and there's so many different kinds. So there's like a pizza one, and it takes you to all these different pizza joints along the canal. So I think it said like 3 or 4 of them, and then you included in your ticket, you get pizzas. I'm not sure how it works. Maybe you get like a slice, or maybe you get a whole pizza. I don't know. But there's
4
those,
pizzas.
and then obviously there's like bigger ones that are like covered, and then some have a free open bar. A bunch of them. The one that we wanted to go on was what they call it, I think it was wine and cheese. So just like unlimited cheese and booze on the boat. And then so when we went down to go like get on it, we didn't quite have enough. They were sold out. I'm like, okay, fine, we'll just take whatever one. But I think like we just got a basic one. But even on those ones, there's a bar on it. And it's actually just like a big cooler. You just take whatever the fuck you want, and you pay after. But it's still,
full of Heinekens.
Yeah, it was. It was like Heinekens or Corona, strangely enough, and the Corona were like €4, but a Heineken was like 2. So why would I get the Corona?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Give me that Heineken.
Give me that premium Heineken. I was just talking to Drew about this the other day. We went to see that comedian Anthony Jeselnik, who was hilarious, and very offensive, but
nice.
It was funny. But just like how in Edmonton and probably all of Canada, like for a long time, Heineken was just considered a premium import.
Yeah,
and it's just like, this is not a premium beer in any way. Like it's just like a dirt beer. Like it's base level in fucking Amsterdam or wherever in Holland.
It's like Budweiser, but from Amsterdam.
Yeah. So it's just funny that it was like an import. Same with like Stella. Like Stella's like, is that a better beer? Nah, maybe a little bit, but they're just like, oh, it's got a fancy top.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny. Like if you go to Europe and it's like, you'll see their import list and it's like, oh, do you want a Molson Canadian? It's like €6. Like, what the fuck? No.
I want the $2 liter of beer.
Yeah.
Of the best beer.
Yeah. I always find that funny. Go to Europe and it's like, oh yeah, these are the cheap beers, and it's like Erdinger for 30 cents at the grocery store.
That's the best. It's crazy how like much money we would save over there.
Oh yeah,
just on beer purchasing.
Probably be way healthier too, because the beer's healthier.
Yeah,
in theory.
I mean, I'm assuming that all Bud Light has like fructose.
Yeah, all kinds of weird bullshit.
Yeah, it's probably not like pure.
Give me that pure shit. Yeah, when I was in Munich, I drank a shit ton of beer.
As tradition.
Yeah, well, I mean, we went to the Hofbrauhaus, had my pork knuckle, gorfed hard on the beer, and then we went to the next night. We did the English Gardens, which I've never done. Have you ever been to the English Gardens?
In Munich.
In Munich, yeah.
I think so.
It's like a giant park.
Yeah. Is there beer? You can get beer there too, right?
Yeah, so there's beer gardens everywhere. And we went to every single one. I got like a liter mug at each one. Well, okay, not a liter mug, but I think I had about like 6 or 7 liters in that adventure. And we rented bikes because you can just rent bikes. And like the bikes, it's €12 for a maximum for like your whole day to rent a bike. It's
awesome.
like, I think it's like 15, or no, it's 9 cents every minute, something like that. So it's just like a couple bucks to rent a bike for a whole day, and then just like annihilate yourself on beer. It is so nice. There's this one beer garden, and it's like right on the water because there's like a fake lake in there.
Yeah,
it's like a Monet painting or something. There's like these really nice trees, and they're like going into the water. And you can get paddle boats and shit. It's fucking just sick.
You're just out there chugging.
Oh
beer.
yeah. Well, it's fun because there's so many people out there, and it's like young people, old people. Everybody's just out there having a good time. It's awesome.
Beers. Yeah, it's funny because it's just like a different culture there. I mean, like I feel like way less people are like looking to get really drunk for
less binge drinking
for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Well, it's more like, oh, it'd be like overeating. You'd be like, oops, I accidentally ate like 6 slices of pizza instead of 3, and it's like, you know, you go to the beer garden, you're like, oops, I had a couple extra beers. Like I'm sure there is a lot of like,
oh yeah,
drunken tomfoolery that goes on, but it just seems like the general
I didn't see anyone barf.
The vibe is a little more like relaxed.
Yeah.
Than like you go downtown in Edmonton, it's just like people screaming, getting shit faced.
You go downtown Edmonton during the playoffs, people getting their fingers bit off and getting shot by the cops. Or if the Oilers are in the playoffs, there's like riots and shit. It's just like if you're a Canadian team and you get in the playoffs, there's gonna be riots. People are burning cars, flipping shit.
Yeah.
People are barfing. People are going to jail. So yeah, that's pretty dope. I highly recommend the English Gardens. If you got a day off in Munich, go check that out. That's the best part.
Yeah. In the summer, I'm assuming. But.
Yeah. And then in Berlin, I went to our hotel was right beside Checkpoint Charlie. So that was cool.
Yep.
And then to the Berlin Wall's all around there, and now they have like
there's not much of it though, eh? Just like some pieces.
Yeah, there's little random pieces of the wall scattered around Berlin, but hung out with Lindsay. That was fun. Went for beers with him and his wife.
Awesome.
Yeah, shout out Lindsay. Saw, dude.
For those of you who don't know, Lindsay is the
longtime friend and also music video director.
Director of many of our music videos, our earlier ones, our big budget ones. Now we do
our good ones.
Budget, extra low
budget
ones. But yeah, that's a funny thing because we're working on a music video right now that'll be out very soon, and it's funny. Like, I never know how much it's worth spending on a music video because it's like if the song is good and the video is like okay, it should be good, right?
In theory,
because like I can't remember the last time I watched a video and sent it to someone because of the video and not because I wanted them to listen to the song. I can't remember one. Other than like maybe like some really fucked up like
wasn't there that Necrogoblicon?
Yeah, those are really funny. And I mean those are like obviously like a really good gimmick that they have.
I guess that was a while ago.
Yeah,
those are pretty
like,
niche.
Yeah.
Haven't seen any good music videos like that for a while.
Yeah, these days I usually just the music video is it's a nice addition. Maybe that Akudama. That was a cool video by
that's cool.
Alpha Wolf. It's got all the crazy glitchy
fucking what's his name? Dale D'Antoni. What's it? Riff Raff.
Riff Raff. Yeah.
I ain't giving up my truck. That one's pretty good.
What was the last one? What was that fucking one? Man, country's tearing it up right now.
Oh, yeah.
Alt-right country's going crazy right now. What was that fucking song by Jason Aldean?
Try That in a Small Town. There you go.
Crazy. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's definitely not. It's like, bro, it's so obvious what this fucking song is about. What the hell? It's, what do they call that? Dog whistling?
Yeah,
basically dog whistling. And then that other one, did you watch the Rich Man North of Richmond?
No, I haven't. I heard about it.
Dude, like, blew up. Let me see what the views are at. It's fucking wild. But that one, he alludes to, like, the Epstein's Island on it.
Oh, really?
It's so funny, dude. Rich Man North of Rich. Okay, so it was uploaded 2 weeks ago. It has 39 million views, and it's just this guy fucking singing.
Oh, he's just sitting there?
Yeah, he's just standing there singing. He's great singer.
Nice.
I'll play a little bit for you.
And demonetized.
And demonetized. Oh no, the fucking 25 cents we get from the video. Great singer. It's just talking about how much it sucks to, be the 99%.
Live your life at Bucky's, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at someone posted a thing. They were making like they live in like some shithole in the States, and they were basically just like after all my bills, and he's like the best job I could get was $15 an hour. And he's like, after his bills, he has $100 to spend on whatever he wants.
Wasn't this a green text that was like posted today or yesterday or something?
Was it?
I saw one where a guy's like, I live in some blah blah blah. I make $15 an hour.
Yeah,
it's
maybe
pretty
it was
good.
Green
and then
text.
he's like, after these bills, I have $100 a month.
Yeah.
For extra money. Yeah. He's like, fuck this. I should just kill myself.
Yeah, it's like, damn, that does suck.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's like, are you even doing a side hustle, bro?
Hey, bro,
are you even hustling,
bro? Where's your podcast?
Yeah,
where's your metal band, bro? That'll blow up your bank account.
You want to see how quickly you can lose money? Start a fucking band, dumbass.
Ew, yeah.
Roasted. Roasted.
So yeah. Anyways, back to my awesome vacation. Then we went to Berlin, which was also awesome. Hung out with Lindsay. We also went to the Wall Museum, the Berlin Wall Museum thing, and then there's the world's highest captive balloon right beside it. So we went on that too. So it's not a hot air balloon; it's a helium balloon, and it's connected to the ground by a giant steel cable. But you go up 150 meters, so you're like way up above
that's cool.
all the buildings, and that was fun. So you just like hang out. It's kind of scary up top, but it's
what if it fucking breaks?
yeah.
You're just gone into space. Bye.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny because like Michelle was pretty scared, so we went up and she's like holding on to both sides, like ah. It was pretty fun though, because then you can see the whole city and you can see everything. And then we went to I guess there's like they call them beaches, and they're just like they turn a parking lot into like a fake beach. There's sand, and then there's like little bars and all this shit in it, and you just like you just sit in the beach on like they have all kinds of nice little seats that you can hang out in, and you just hang out at the beach. It's pretty sweet.
Sick. Did you go to any squats?
No, it's weird. I didn't go to any squats.
Dude,
what
you
the
know
fuck,
what?
man?
You know what we've never told on the I don't think we've told the squat story on the podcast. Have
Which
we?
squat story?
Do you remember Zorro, the first time Zorro won?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Were you were there for that one? Or was Ian on that tour?
I've been to many at the Leipzig one. What's that? Is that Bambi Galore?
Liwi.
Liwi. Shout out to the Antifa. What
all right, let's go down.
Antifa vegan squatters.
Yeah, let's go down the squat road. Now, because who was on that tour with Cauldron? You weren't on that.
No.
Okay, so that was the fucking
enlighten us with the originals.
Yeah, you weren't there when we had that driver, fucking Milan.
No, that
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
me.
this is a funny story. So, I'm not sure where to start here. I'll just explain the situation. So we get to the venue. This was our first European tour, and we were there with Cauldron. Dave couldn't come, and so Jay and Ian from Cauldron were playing bass every night. They split the set, so each one of them would play half the set, which was hilarious. And then Adam was playing drums for Cauldron.
Yeah.
So, sorry, that coffee I chugged before this is like, ugh. But so, anyways, that's who's there with us. It's us and Cauldron on tour together, and Cauldron is really just the two guys at this point. So we get to the venue and we played the show. The show was pretty good. Every time we played there, it's been pretty fun.
And where was this? What city?
This was in Leipzig at the Liwi. I think that's the one.
The one with the ancient PA, no monitors, and the boudoir.
Yeah, the boudoir. Yeah. So
you go upstairs for the food.
Yeah. So it's essentially like the venue itself. I don't know if that was considered a squat.
Oh, I think it is.
So the squat is basically just like an abandoned building that people are just like living in, and they have some sort of there are some sort of squatting laws in Germany that are like very liberal and protect the people that are living in those places, because I mean some of them you can actually live in.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of a derelict building. And so anyways, there's a venue in one of them, and so we play. Show is good. Everybody's drinking the Budweiser, the original Budweiser, which is like the original Czech one.
I think it's Pilsner Urquell here.
No. It's they have it here. It's just called something. It's like Czech
Pilsner
Urquell.
No, that's something else.
It's called Czech Weiss or something like that. The bottle looks exactly the same.
I don't fucking know.
Bottle looks the same, except they just changed the name because they can't call it Budweiser here. But anyways, so they would give us these bottles of those like this kind of thing, right? Big boy.
Blink.
Was that 600 and something?
650.
650. So big uns. And then, so we had lots of those, and then we're like, okay, let's go find our accommodations. It's the end of the night, so we go, and our instructions are walk this way until you see Zorro, and then go inside and go up to this floor, and that's where you're staying. And we're like, okay. And so we're walking around. We're like, where the fuck is this? And then we see a dumpster that says Zorro on it. And we're like,
No.
what? We're like, wait a minute. It's already way too late for us to be like, let's get a hotel or something. It's like, no, wherever we're staying, we're staying. So we find it. We go up, and or maybe this was before we played. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But we go up, and it's just like basically just an abandoned building, and one of the rooms has like a lock and key. Like one of the it's like an apartment building type thing, and we walk up. It's all graffitied on the inside. It looks insane, and we go up and go into this room, and the only way to get heat there was to like light a fire. And just like have a fire they had like an old fireplace thing in there that was supposed to like provide heat. So we had to like it was fucking freezing. I don't know. It was like September, October type.
Curtains, bud.
And so we had to like, light a fire in there. And then it was funny because, we were partying pretty hard. It was our first trip to Europe. So we were partying. And we ended up doing some like exploring.
Ooh,
it was
in the building?
In the building.
Ooh.
And it was like, it was just pitch black everywhere. And like, this is before your like cell phone had a fucking camera on it and shit, or a flashlight on it.
Yeah.
So we were kind of just like, one guy had a light or like a flashlight on his keychain or something like that. And we were just like wandering. Dude, it was so fucking weird. And there was like, there was another venue in the basement, like,
oh, really?
or like the main floor. There was like a venue in there, but it was full of like weird shit, like mannequins and stuff. Like, so when we were in there, we were freaking the fuck out because it was just like so scary. And we would hear like other people in there, and we were like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Like running around and shit. But man, what a bizarre experience to sleep in like an old abandoned apartment building covered in graffiti, like with like a fire is the only thing that was like keeping you warm.
Yeah.
And I remember Jay from Cauldron, he slept that night face down on the bed that was in, like, because they had like bunk beds in there. Like it was set up so that a band could stay, and he slept face down the whole night. Face down. I've never seen that in my life. Like just on his face directly into the pillow. And he was like fully dressed because everybody was freezing. And so he was like fully dressed with a scarf on and everything. And he was just face down on a pillow. And we were just like, holy fuck, is Jay dead?
He's dead.
Is he dead? He was fine, but we were just like, holy shit.
Classic.
Man, that was a fucked up tour. First Europe tour?
Yeah, that sounds like it'd be a fucked up tour.
Well, that one was like, so when we got in, we flew into Frankfurt.
That's when Adam got dropped on his head, right?
Yep.
Curtains.
We got
Look at him now.
yeah. He's come a long way since then. Just getting tombstoned in the fucking parking lot. So I can tell that story too. It was fucking hilarious. But so we get to Europe and we fly into Frankfurt, and Frankfurt we flew in, and then I think we took a train to, or maybe a cab. I can't remember how it worked. But anyway, we wound up at the train station in Frankfurt, and right next to the train station is the red light district. That's where our hotel was, right at the edge of the red light district that's there. And so it was like a day off for us. We landed, we had nothing to do that night, so we just wandered around, went to the bar and stuff, and then we were supposed to meet our driver somewhere. And we didn't know who he was, what he looked like. We just knew his name.
Look for a van somewhere in Frankfurt.
And so he was supposed to stay at the same hostel as us. And so we went out. And then on the way back, this guy who was just covered in tattoos and had like dreadlocks.
Get in my van. Okay.
He's just walking down the street, and he looks at Ian from Cauldron and grabs him and is just like, "Oh hey," like, but he didn't speak English really. And he's like, hey, and the dude was like, no, get the fuck off me. Like Ian was like, what the fuck? Because he just thought it was like some homeless guy. He's like, get the fuck off of me. And then our driver Milan. He was like, no, Milan, driver. And he's like, oh shit, sorry, bro. Like I thought you were a fucking homeless guy.
Roasted.
He was a interesting character. He had basically the identical tattoos that Max Cavalera has.
Nice.
Like he's such a huge fan, he got the same tattoos.
Ooh.
It was very strange, and I was like, "Whoa, okay." But he's a semi-truck driver, and he was a really good driver.
Oh, there you go.
But I mean, he did some questionable things on that tour for sure. And then I heard bad things about him afterwards. So
oh no,
I don't know if we can really safely associate with him. I just know
save that for the Patreon.
He was on
Spill the Beans.
Yeah, he was on the tour with us, and it was okay. I'll explain more in the. There was some fucked up stuff that went on. I will explain it all in the Patreon behind the paywall. But yeah, so I don't know if anybody out there knows that guy and has heard of things. I was like, I don't know. We knew him before that.
Shred. Yes. Well, I also played at that venue. I think at least twice.
Yeah.
Once with Screamer, and then we also played there with. Did we play there with Bullet? No, I think we played there by ourselves. Yeah, I think we played there with ourselves too, and then we played with like a random surf band or some shit. It was like the weirdest pairing of bands.
Yeah. Was it which time was there was one time where everybody smoked inside and I thought I was going to die.
I think that was with
I was having like an asthma.
I think that was with Screamer. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was with Screamer because we were all like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Yeah, just like But yeah, I remember because everybody in those squats is like anti-fascist vegans.
Yeah.
And that was my first time ever meeting any anti-fascists. I was like, what the fuck is Antifa? And then
it was way back when it was just like
before it ever got to America
in Europe. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I remember because since they're all vegan and then they do all the cooking, they do their catering, and it's actually amazing.
Dude, it was so good.
It's so good. It's like the best vegan food. Well, actually, just really great food in general.
Yeah.
Irregardless if you're vegan or not. I certainly remember that. And then I remember because they split us up to go to like different places to sleep the one time we went to. And I think it was me and a couple other people. We went with this other guy to like a different random fucking squad.
I think I went to that one.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, guys, you can come stay with me in my squad. And it's like a different apartment building.
But he had like a huge vinyl collection in there.
Yeah. It was like a nice apartment, but it's just like, what the fuck? Like, you just squat here?
It's okay, such a strange thing.
And then, the second time that we played there, that's when we went up to the like Zorro squat with the fucking bunk beds and shit. That is kind of cool. I remember just like walking around inside, and there's no like, I guess, building mains power. So there's like no lights that run on internal electricity, but they just had like Christmas lights plugged into like extension cables everywhere. And that was the only way to fucking see, but it was only in certain places. So I remember like going into the washroom to like brush my teeth, and I had to have like my phone light on, just like, I'm gonna get killed in here. It's fucking spooky as fuck.
Yeah, it was pretty scary.
And then I don't think any of us knew how to like work the wood oven thing to keep the...
Well, because we were like a bit paranoid because it's like, we don't want to fill the fucking room up with smoke while we're sleeping and die.
Yeah, well, I can't remember. We fucked it up somehow. We closed something that we should have left open, and then the guy came and checked on us in the morning. He's like, "What the fuck? Why did you do that?"
When the room was full of smoke. Wasn't
it? He's just like, "What the fuck did you do? You could have all fucking asphyxiated with carbon dioxide poisoning or some shit." And I was like, "I don't fucking know, dude. Get some actual goddamn central heating."
What a way to go!
Yeah,
in a squat. Dying from smoke inhalation.
Whole band, a whole tour, everybody dies.
Dude.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I remember a bunch of those places in like Leipzig. It's just like we played that one venue. I think it was either Primal Fear or Sonata Arctica, and then across the street was like a giant abandoned train station. Then I just remember like walking around inside and was like, "Whoa, this is like cool. It's just an abandoned train station." I remember seeing like this white fluffy stuff on the ground, and then because Simon didn't for whatever reason come into the actual building with us, and then we were talking to him. And he's like, "Oh, that's asbestos. You guys have asbestos poisoning now." I was like, "No, no."
Shit.
He's like, "You didn't disturb it, did you?" I was like, "I don't know."
Dude, we were throwing rocks.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
of course we disturbed it.
Yeah, we fucked it up bigly.
That place is like, yeah, you chuck rocks through windows and shit. It's just all like abandoned, broken down.
Yeah, everything's destroyed.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to just walk around because I mean those are probably, well, they're probably from like Soviet era shit or maybe
Yeah.
even before that.
It's cool. It's like how many bands took pictures in that fucking place.
Yeah,
You all have asbestos poisoning.
yeah. Well, I think we also did a squat in somewhere in Spain because I definitely remember going in to a different squat, and then they had us. They had like beds in the venue, and I remember they had like a big star with like a raised fist, and then there was also like a big star with a raised paw in it because it was also like anti-fascist vegan.
Yeah.
And then I think we'd played another
it's like
one.
Upstairs is no, that was in France.
Oh, maybe
somewhere.
it's France?
That was Bordeaux.
Yeah, okay.
I think Bordeaux.
Maybe.
And because yeah, we played there twice, I think, and or maybe just once. But I do remember like it had the upstairs with like all the bunk beds that everybody slept in, and then we went and got like chocolate
Croissants or
croissants
something, yeah.
and went like just went absolutely insane on the croissants.
I
And
need
just,
real
like,
food.
I'm so fucking fat. God damn it. Yeah.
Squats.
Yeah, I remember another one we played too, and it was like that was on the Cauldron tour as well, and it was like one of the earlier shows, and it was really good, like great turnout, and they had a big PA, but it was a fucking like squat, like
Ancient.
yeah. I just remember it was like it was super tight for us to get into the back, but our driver, who was like a semi-truck driver before, was just like, yeah, no worries. And he just like backed the trailer in. It was just like, holy fuck, this guy's
Your boy.
elite. Yeah, he went pretty crazy with it.
You went ham.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always remember that the squats were super weird. Like I remember one, they're just like, there's no tickets. There's no one at the door taking money. And we're just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, are we going to get paid? And because I think we're talking to like the bartender or something. They're like, don't worry about it. You'll get your money. And they're like, you want a beer? It's like, okay. Sure, why not? I was like, okay, fuck, whatever. You're at a squat. Fucking money
You
doesn't mean
smooth your
anything.
brain out a little bit.
Yeah,
you're
smooth your brain
worrying.
out. Here's
You're
your fucking
worrying
money.
too much.
Yeah. It's just so strange because, like, at least in Leipzig, to me, when we were there, well, we've been there many times, but it just seemed like there's so much of that, like, squatting. I don't know if it's any different now because we haven't played in a squat for 10 years or something.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
We've leveled up. I mean, it would be fun to play one again.
Yeah.
Any venue that's full of people is fun to play.
Yeah, fair enough.
And there's as long as you're not,
Almost anything.
as long as you're not in the UK breathing in fucking mold
Yeah, mold
from
and cigarette
walls that
smoke.
have been wet for 1,000 years. It's just, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that's too powerful of a mold. My body can't fight it off. It's just like immediately sick.
Yeah, yeah. It's just instant disease. Actually, you know what's kind of funny? Speaking of mold, when we were in Amsterdam, like on my vacation, our hotel that I got, I was like, oh, this is like a good deal for Amsterdam. Seems like really nice, high reviews, blah, 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 is everything I want. We go and check in, and they're like, okay, come with us. Your room is in the backyard. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but whatever. And then it's like a shed that they've like renovated.
Yeah.
And it was actually pretty nice, but it was just like, I don't know, it's like maybe half the size of your basement. It's basically just like a bed, bathroom, and then like a little mini kitchen, sink, microwave kind of thing. But like as soon as you walk in, you could just kind of smell that like,
The mold.
yeah,
smell.
the mold smell. I mean, it looked clean, it looked brand new, everything. It was nice, but just like they just built this fucking thing in the garden.
Put a layer of paint over it.
Yeah, put a layer of paint over it. I mean, I bet underneath, like if you lifted up the floorboards, it's probably just over dirt, and it's probably like just like full of mold or something. But in the UK, the dirt is inside the walls and all over the walls.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah, it's pretty. And those are big venues too.
Yeah.
We're playing like a big venue with Sonata Arctica, and then like the backstage, the whatever like 13 to 20-year-old sheet that they've got covering the wall is just like black with mold, and you're just like,
I thought somebody spilled something
And
on
I mean,
it.
I wouldn't have even noticed except for like Simon was there, and he's like specializing in that, and it's just like, oh fuck, we got to get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, nah,
Don't
it's
touch
fine.
anything.
Nah, it's fine. And then I get like crazy sick.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
Yeah, there's that one venue in the UK we played. It was like all concrete inside. And I remember walking inside and I was like, oh, this is kind of a neat venue. I wonder why they painted the concrete that color. And then like later on in the night, I sort of got closer to the wall. I was like, oh fuck, that's not paint. That's just mold. Ugh. It was like black on the wall, but only in like some spots. And I was like, that's weird. Why the fuck did they paint it like that? They're like, wait a second, that's just mold everywhere. And I remember going backstage at that venue, and like there was just like a hole in the roof, and there's just like water coming down or something, and like just like, man, what the fuck?
I assume that like because so much of the infrastructure there is so old that like the code there is probably not even.
Oh
close.
yeah, so many things
not
grandfathered
even close to what we have here. Where it's just like you absolutely cannot have that shit going on here.
Yeah.
Oh, your restaurant has any mold in it? Curtains, shut it down.
Or just keep it going, and hopefully the health inspector doesn't show up.
There was that one Mexican restaurant that had cockroaches.
Oh yeah. Trey Carnales.
Yeah,
which I had been to several times. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, and then like they just, I don't know.
I think they shut down and then moved or something.
Yeah,
and then somebody reopened a new restaurant in that same building.
Well, I mean, it's like right downtown, and like
great location. You know what they say about restaurants?
You just got to get all the fucking.
Get all Yeah.
Hey, only good bug's a dead bug.
Hell yeah. They need some frogs in there.
Just an army of frogs just fucking up shit.
Yeah.
Man. Introduce an invasive species.
They
in
need
there
some
and
lizards. Frogs, lizards, let's go. Maybe some birds. Then you could have some cats to eat the birds.
Oh, man, thinking about that first tour we did was so funny. So much like wacky shit went on, and it was such a weird setup that we had because Cauldron was playing bass for us. Mm-hmm. And I remember like there was so many funny things. I remember like because there was really good shows and then there was some stinkers, and like Jay from Cauldron, like the bad shows, they hit him pretty hard. He'd get fucking pissed because it's like after a while, if you're like a bit older, like they were, I don't know, a bit older than us, like 5-6 years maybe, but they'd been doing it for a while, and we played like a shitty show, and it's our first tour. We're like, whatever, but it's like they've been there a couple times, and they're just like, fuck, I can't believe we're playing a shitty show. I remember
that's us now,
dude. I remember Jay. Yeah, pretty much. I remember Jay. He just punched his mic off stage. He's just playing, and he just fucking pissed for whatever reason. I can't remember why, but he just fucking like he just punches his fucking mic like right off stage, and then after the show was like so mad, and then like Chris kind of like had to talk him off a ledge a little bit and just be like, bro, it's okay, have a fucking beer and we'll go on to the next show. It's all good. But I remember we were at like a McDonald's. And Adam was playing for them and learned the set pretty quick because Dave, like their drummer couldn't come on tour, and that was like pretty late. And the same thing with Dave not being able to come on tour, that like came up pretty late. And so we weren't expecting a lot. We're like, okay, hopefully they can learn the songs, and each of them played like 4 songs.
At least hit the root note.
Yeah. And then Adam played the whole set. He's played our set and then Cauldron's set. And I remember we were at McDonald's after a show, and Jay was like mad at Adam because he wasn't hitting the pushes.
Bro, you missed the push.
Dude, he wasn't hitting the pushes correctly.
Classic.
And Adam's like just doing it for free.
Yeah.
He's just playing drums for free, and he's just like, he learned the set. He's trying to sing the backup vocals and all this shit. Like, he's doing his best, and Jay's just like, you're fucking up the songs, man. Like, he was so mad. And then Ian, who was there on that tour, was just like, he got so mad. And it's like, Ian's a pretty calm guy, but he got like all pissed off. He's like, what the fuck did you say, bro? There's a few like tense moments on that because like Jay's a funny guy. He's definitely a character for sure. Great band though. I always loved touring with Cauldron. We did it a couple times. Maybe we can
Shredder.
convince them to come back out.
Oh, maybe.
Come on, man. Let's get back on the road.
Let's go shred.
Let's go lose a ton of money. Yes, go.
You guys want to lose some money? Let's go. Losing money's dope.
We could get a fucking crazy Canadian bill going.
Oh, why not?
There's a lot of good bands. Could get the imagine the Skullfist Cauldron Striker tour.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
Whoa. Why stop at 3 bands?
UTA on there.
Get Riot City.
Riot City could be in there. Traveler could be in there.
Yeah.
You could put on like a 6-band fucking bill.
There you go.
That would be like crazy.
That'd pack some
Yeah, we could play
venues.
some pretty crazy shows. Everybody makes way less money than they want.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've always thought like, man, if you could get something like that, like a really good bill that was a very specific, like, you know,
All the
there's
Canadian
like a
metal
theme.
bands.
It's like a theme
Yeah.
to it, right? It's like, oh, that's a cool tour. Like,
Yeah.
let's go see all those fucking Canadian bands.
Let's go see those fucking Canadians, bud.
We should float that idea out there just in advance for like,
Hell yeah.
just be like, yeah, we want to do like a 6-band fucking tour, 2 buses,
Hell yeah.
1 bus in the van.
Yeah. The cool bands get to go on the bus. The cool bands with Factor or some other grant who are smart enough to write grants get to go on the bus. Everybody else gets to fucking drive themselves. Shitty.
Oh man! So speaking of UTA, I was watching the Mad with Power festival.
Yeah. Was it
Which-
mad?
It
With
was
Power?
Mad with Power, dude. Which unfortunately, every time we get asked to play, it just like we can't.
Doesn't quite work out.
We just can't make it work. Like I don't know. It's like it's just like the timing of when it is and like our like potential plans and everything. It's just like it sucks. But one of these days we'll make it out there. But
It looks like a sick festival.
looks
I
awesome,
think they
like-
have the new venue this year, and it's
Yeah,
like,
it
oh
looks
wow,
great.
that's sick.
So I was watching the live stream, and then I watched some of UTA's set. Boy, do I ever get PTSD watching live streams because it's like the sound is never
It's never flattering.
It's never flattering.
I know.
It's never. I was watching a live stream of like I think it was the Knocked Loose from Blood. Well, not Bloodstock, but like some big European festival,
Yup.
and the sound was so fucking bad. I was just like, I can't even listen to this. It's like just drums and vocals. I'm like, what?
Shit.
Who is there? No one's listening to this. Like, can they not have a guy there with like some isolated headphones, being like, maybe it's super difficult. It must be, or else people would fix it.
I don't know.
Because like, man, the UTA sound for the first song, I was just like, and you could tell they were having a problem with their in-ears and their click because
Shit.
Brittany was no shade here because I've done this a bazillion times, but Brittany was singing like maybe like 2 beats early for like a whole verse,
Whoops.
and or maybe it was the last chorus or something like that. It was just like I was just like sitting there just like sweating, being like, oh, I feel this pain so deep.
I literally have nightmares about this.
It's just like people in the comments being like, turn the guitars up, turn the guitars up, turn the guitars up. And it's just like, oh, and then finally it was just like,
Whoops,
that's
forgot
my
to turn
nightmare.
those on.
It's just like, oh yeah, we just live streamed a dry vocal take at a fucking festival directly
It's
into
just
people's
vocals
home.
and drums.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a nice day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh fuck.
I mean, at the end of the day, what really matters is if it sounded good in the venue, I think, for the
Yes,
most part.
Because
And-
I think there was like maybe 250 people watching on the stream
Oh, okay.
when I was watching, which, you know, that's a decent amount of people watching, but
Yeah.
it's like,
I feel like the
Yeah.
stream, like from live shows, never really like. There's not a lot of people. Like maybe if you're like fucking Metallica or something, yeah, there's a lot of people watching, but I just don't think most people are very interested in that for like, you know, small to medium sized bands. Just because like I've never heard a live stream that sounds good for the most part. And then B, I think a big part of the going to a show is like that whole experience, like people around you getting drunk in the mosh pit, all that shit. So I think those are the two big like draws to it, and then also like the nice live sound. Because I mean, even in like at the Super Bowl, for example, like that would be the biggest live stream
It's
ever,
all fake.
if you want. Yeah, like it's literally
Playback.
it's all playback. Who was it? The Red Hot Chili Peppers? They did
we
the.
should have a live stream. You know what we should do? We should have pre-recorded tracks that go to the live stream.
Now you're
It's like
talking.
we have a separate track. It's just album stems that go directly to the live stream.
Wow, that sounded amazing.
yeah. And then we're performing live in the room, but
Yeah,
for the
that's
people at home.
genius idea. But yeah,
brain.
I've never seen a live stream that I was like, wow, that sounded really good. It just I've never heard one that sounded
No.
good.
I've seen lots of like after the fact, like they filmed like what's that guy Hate 5-6? I think it's Hate 6-7. I can't
Hatebreed?
remember what they're fucking called. Anyways, it's a guy who does a bunch of filming of like more like hardcore shows and stuff like that. And what they do is they'll like film the show and then they get like a board stems or something.
Oh,
And it's
okay,
like
yeah.
at least it's kind of mixed.
Yeah.
Like it sounds way better than like just dry off the board like
Yeah.
direct live stream. So
Well, for me, it's just like, why don't they just have like a room mic and just take the audio off just one room mic, or even like audio from a camera? Because I mean, all the bootlegs that you see of like old metal shows from the 80s or 90s, it's
Yeah.
all just like bootleg from a fucking camera audio, and those are still enjoyable. You know?
yeah, because you hear what it's like. Yeah, it's like if you put up two mics in the back of the room or something.
Yeah, you can hear the
just-
crowd, you can hear all the shit
Yeah.
that's going on, and I think for me at least that would sound way better, and then you don't have any like mixing issues because like the sound that's coming out is already mixed from
Yeah.
the live board.
Yeah.
So it's like, why don't you just have a live fucking thing like that? Because like we used to, or I've seen many shows that are just like videotaped on a phone. Even.
Yeah, dude, like old like Running Wild videos and
Yeah.
from, like crowd shot fucking on some. It was like an old fucking tape camcorder.
Yeah.
It's like I still watch it and
Yeah.
I'm like sick.
That was dope. Yeah, sick. I'll watch it. Yeah, because I remember watching a bunch of like fucking bootlegs from like, it was like, oh, here's Metallica in fucking like Quebec City in 1986 or something. So, oh, sick.
Yeah,
It's just like,
so cool.
that was dope. But yeah, nowadays they're all like, oh yeah, we got the sound straight from the board. Oops, we forgot to
It
turn on like
sounds
7
terrible.
channels. 7 channels
Yeah.
happen to be muted for
No
some reason.
shade. Also, no shade to whoever is doing that because it's like across the board.
They're always
it's
bad.
it must be a difficult thing to manage because it's like maybe your options are only you get exactly what is going through the PA, but that doesn't necessarily translate to
What's the sound in the
sounds
room?
good in- yeah,
'cause
you
it's
know.
like if someone has a bunch of cabs, maybe they're just not mic'd up.
there you go.
Or maybe they are mic'd up, but they're super quiet. Yeah, like I remember we played the that show in the final show with Death Angel, and then the sound person at that show didn't have my guitar on for like the first 2 or 3 fucking songs. Like somebody was filming in the crowd, and then I saw it later on YouTube, and it's like, oh no, because I can hear it in my in-ears fine. It's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, whatever. But fucking, you watch the live videos. Oh no, someone didn't turn my guitar on. Fuck.
Yeah, I've been.
But that was like live in the room, so that makes it
Yeah.
much worse.
I've been thinking like we should probably bring a couple. You know, we brought the powered speakers before to like
Yeah,
fill in some sound in the front.
yeah.
Because I've seen a few videos where it's just like if you're right in the front row, it probably means you're stoked to see us, and then you don't hear the guitars. You only
Or
hear
maybe you're stoked to see the next band after us.
Surely,
I'm getting right in the front.
Surely
Nobody take my
not.
spot.
like that guy at Black Dahlia murder. He got moshed on and was like ready to fight people.
Bro,
It's like,
that was
oh,
fucking hilarious. That was sick. Just got
some
annihilated
black
by
metal
bros
nerd
and
just got hit by
terror.
some fucking terror fan.
Yeah, that was sick. That was so funny. That was so funny. For those who don't know or didn't watch, because we probably talked about it, there was a guy like right in front of me, and then a guy just like jumped on him. He was crowd surfing. He basically jumped on him. Then the guy just turned around and started fucking punching him in the face. What the fuck are you doing? And the guy's girlfriend had to like pull him off. He's like, "Well, it's a metal show, you idiot." I think the guy wasn't a metal fan. I think his girlfriend was a fan.
Two different situations there, yeah. Because there was one where this one guy, he was like turned around the whole time because he was like,
Oh, that was the guy who was standing beside you, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
A bigger guy with long hair, but he was like turned around, kind of like not watching the show. But he's there because he wants to be up front for the next band.
Yeah.
But the whole crowd is like, the mood is, it's mosh time.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh fuck, like trying to stay up there.
It's hardcore dance
Whatever.
time, bro.
Speaking of time, it is time to switch to the Patreon. If you guys want
Well, we'll drop the dish
to
on
hear
drivers.
the fucking weird ass shit that went on, tune into the Patreon. There's a link below.
Woo!
If you're on YouTube and if you're listening on
Whatever else you listen on.
just go to our website or whatever. There's links all over the place. You can find it. All right, peace.
Shredding.